Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. It is so lovely to be here. My name is Courtney Henderson. I am the chair of the Women in NAACP Committee with the Brockton area branch. And this is our first time doing this event where we're recognizing all of the phenomenal and wonderful women here in Brockton. And I hope that, yes, give you guys a hand for the plan. Yeah. Awesome. I love it. I love always, we have to stop and give ourselves some praise sometimes because I know we don't always want to do it, but we have to because that's what motivates us and to keep us moving in the work that we do. So I hope that this continues to go on for many, many years where we get to recognize even more women. But we have to start off with one, so we're going to be recognizing 26 great women. Yeah, lovely. And so I want to take the time and introduce the president of the branch. She's a phenomenal woman. She's very humble. Yes, Phyllis Solis. She's very humble. She doesn't always like being recognized, but when we were putting this together, I said, I need a bio for you because I'm not going to introduce you without highlighting all the things that you've done for Brockton. So with that being said, Phyllis is in her third term as president of the Brockton area branch NAACP. She is the chair of the MLK. She is the chair of the MLK Breakfast Committee and chair of the AXO Committee, which is a program for children from 9 to 12 who can compete in more than 30 categories in STEM, and that's in humanities, business, performing, and visual arts as well. She is the producer of the NAACP Forum at Brockton Community Access. Phyllis has received the Black Excellence on the Hill Award in 2019 at the State House after being nominated by Representative Jerry Cassidy, who's also here. She's also received the Sojourner Truth Award in 2020 from the historic Boston Equal Rights League, Inc., and in 2021 was the grand prize winner of $25,000 from the Craft Foundation for the Myra Craft Community MVP Award. She is the Board of Trustees at the Brockton Library and is a board member at Family and Community Resources. She was appointed chair of the Mayor Committee Justice Task Force and is the commissioner for the Plymouth County Commission on the Status of Women. Phyllis earned her BS in Business Education from North Carolina Central University and is a homeowner in Brockton and has 3 children and 6 grandchildren. Wow. Please help me in welcoming President Ellis.
Thank you, Courtney. I am humble. Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so happy to be here for this celebration of the phenomenal women in Brockton. But let me take a moment to look out in this crowd because it's an awesome view, okay? I see all these phenomenal women here, which they should be, and I'm so proud that we are doing this here today. I think the time to celebrate the phenomenal women in Brockton has long been overdue. There are so many. We are here celebrating only 26 phenomenal women, but we all know there are more than 26 phenomenal women in Brockton, all right? We know this. So hopefully this can be a tradition every year so we can recognize the other phenomenal women here in Brockton, okay? So hopefully next year we can have a larger venue so more of the public can come and see how awesome the women are, okay? I see lawyers, state representatives, city councilors, community activists, nurses, business owners, educators, and more. I know many of you here today, some I don't know, but the ones I don't know, I know about you. So if you're not thinking I'm paying attention to what you're doing in Brockton, you're wrong. I have my eye. You will not see me on Facebook a lot, but I do pay attention so I know who's doing what, okay? You will hear the word phenomenal a lot today. A phenomenal person is always moving forward, no matter the pressures of society to conform and be who others want you to be. Inner self-belief is the phenomenal bit. So I urge you, embrace it, own it, because you're phenomenal. That's you, okay? So again, welcome. The Brockton branch has many committees. The WIN and the NAACP is one of my favorites, and hosting the event today. Courtney Henderson, one of our youngest members, is the chair and a rising star and our keynote speaker. Courtney is a phenomenal woman, and it's my pleasure to introduce her. Courtney Henderson is a political strategist, community leader, and advocate for youth in the South Shore area of Massachusetts. Since her move to Massachusetts back in 2016, Courtney has organized workshops for women for the Brockton area branch NAACP, as well as organized symposiums and community events with the South Shore chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Uh-oh, Courtney. You guys forgive me. I hope you can edit this out. Okay. Not only is Courtney a leader for the women in the NAACP committee, but she also serves as the vice president and social action chair for her local chapter of Sigma Gamma Rho. Courtney is the founder and CEO of Development and Empower Consultant LLC. Oh my goodness, Phyllis, you get an F? Okay. A campaign management and public relations boutique here. Before her interest in women and youth, Courtney focused heavily on political issues such as voter participation and voter suppression. She has 6 years of experience working on campaigns and policy analysis. Courtney graduated magna cum laude from Fisk University in 2016, earning her bachelor's in political science and Spanish, and earned a master's in international relations from Harvard University. Courtney, another phenomenal woman. So it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Courtney Henderson.
Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I know the font's really small, so no worries. You guys got the gist. I'm so happy to be your all's keynote speaker this afternoon. I wanted to keep with the theme phenomenal, but I kind of deviated a bit, so I hope that's okay with you all. So women have carried the weight and the burden for centuries, and many times have fought the silent fight alone with no advocate to their left or right. When I think of phenomenal women, I think of women of all different generations and how they shaped our communities and societies. I think of the Black women that cared for slave owners' children during the day and still had enough love to care for their children at night. I think about the women taking care of the home and finding jobs to support their family when their husbands were away fighting during World War I and World War II. I think about the other women that became nurses during the war to tend and care for the soldiers that fought to preserve democracy overseas. I think of the women that were the drivers of force to get the 19th Amendment passed, which gave women the right to vote, and then the same women that fought for the Equal Rights Amendment, which gave citizens, especially women, the same equal rights and protections regardless of their sex. I think of the women that were behind the scenes during the civil rights movement to give the spotlight to men like John Lewis and Martin Luther King. These women walked so that we could run, fly, and soar to higher heights. These women, very much like the women we're honoring today, have made many contributions. They were selfless, courageous, ambitious, and fearless. Without them, we would not have the rights, luxuries, and privileges that we have today. And though they may have been tired and broken at times, I know that they kept going to be an advocate for future women. This should remind us that we should keep going because we're constantly under attack and the future women need us. Lord knows they do need us. With that said, I want to say that we must keep going like they did and keep being those advocates. Like I said, we're under attack with abortion rights always being revisited, threats to voting rights, and the continuous fight over pay gaps between men and women. We cannot stop now. I know that at times we feel like we're the only ones that care, the only ones that stay up at night thinking of solutions, the only ones that are willing to put our necks and names on the line so that we can be that solution. But I'm here to tell you that I see you, I hear you, and I love you. It is a thankless job, the things that we do. And I know that you may not hear it enough, but thank you. Thank you for all that you do and what you will do down the line. I know that you don't do these things to get a thank you, but like I said, we need to hear it every now and again. We need to pause and give ourselves recognition for all the hard work that we put into this community. I know that we're keeping with the theme of phenomenal women, but I want to deviate a bit and leave you with a poem by Veronica Shofstall. After a while, you learn the subtle difference between holding a hand and chaining a soul. And you learn that love doesn't mean leaning, and a company doesn't mean security. And you begin to learn that kisses aren't contracts and presents aren't promises. And you begin to accept your defeats with your head up and your eyes ahead, with the grace of a woman, not the grief of a child. And you learn to build all your roads on today because tomorrow's ground is too uncertain for plans. And futures have a way of falling down in mid-flight. After a while, you learn that even sunshine burns if you get too much. So plant your own garden and decorate your own soul instead of for someone to bring you your flowers. And you learn that you really can endure, and you really are strong, and that you really do have worth. And you learn, with every goodbye you learn. Thank you. Thank you. Now, for the part that we're all been waiting for is to recognize these phenomenal women. Before we get started, I do want each person that we're representing and recognizing today to come up to the front and receive your gift from the branch. And then you have 60 seconds to say something if you'd like. You don't have to, it's not mandatory. And then you'll be receiving citations from Representative Cassidy. All righty. I'll wait for Phyllis to get in her position. And we will be going in alphabetical order. All righty. The first person we have here is Joyce Asak. Joyce is currently serving, yes. Joyce is currently serving as Ward 6 School Committee member for the City of Brockton. Her dedication and ambition since her election has since led her to be named Vice Chair of the School Committee for 2022. For the past 7 years, Joyce has served students and families in innumerable ways, including forming a partnership with Cradles to Crayons, a charity organization that provides students with backpacks, school supplies, winter coats, and other supplies necessary for their success. Joyce continues to build collaborative relationships within our community. Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you. On behalf of the branch, I'm a token of our appreciation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Would you say a quick thank you?
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone. I am really humbled to stand amongst you, and have to be one of 26 phenomenal women. So to stand before you, and I know many of you might not know me, but for a 5-year-old girl that came here with her parents. And English was not my first language, and I constantly am telling everyone that. And I'm standing before you, and I'm giving back to my community. And I'm so proud to stand here and keep giving back to our community. So thank you to the NAACP. I'm honored to be, am I the first phenomenal woman? So thank you so much, and thank you, Phyllis. Thank you. Okay.
Hi, welcome everyone, and congratulations to all the phenomenal women out there. My office did a little different thing. They rolled these up in ribbons and a knot I cannot untie. I'm just going to read the first one, and then I'm going to hand out the rest of the honorees. Later I'll give them out. So this official citation from the State Senate, be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Joyce Hazak, and I'll hand out all the rest of the phenomenal women, for being chosen as an awardee of the Brockton Area Branch NAACP Celebration of Phenomenal Women. This is signed by the Senate President Karen Spilka, who's a phenomenal woman in the State Senate. Thank you. The clerk, Michael Hurley, and myself, Mike Brady, and congratulations to all the phenomenal women out there. Thank you.
We have a citation from the House, Representative DeBoer and myself. We'll do the same thing. We'll just read one. Because Michelle's next. She's a phenomenal woman. Be it hereby known to all that Mass House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Joyce Azak and every other phenomenal woman here, especially Phyllis, in recognition of being honored as a 2022 Brockton NAACP Phenomenal Women. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and express for the hope in the future of good fortune and continuous success. Signed by Ron Mariano, the Speaker of the House. Congratulations, myself and Brock. Thank
you. Next we have Shirley Azak. Shirley is a lifelong resident of Brockton. Her parents immigrated with her and her sister to the United States from Lebanon in 1977. As a daughter of immigrant parents, she was raised in a working class family and understands firsthand the immigrant experience. Shirley was elected to the Brockton City Council in 2012, serving as past council president. She looks forward to continued collaborations with her colleagues and to serve her community in order to make positive changes. Shirley is always working for the best of Brockton. She is committed to you and dedicated to progress. Shirley is also the owner of Posh Flowers. Thank you, Shirley.
And to you, my dear. Thank you. Okay. Yes, and my stool.
Thank you very much. As my sister stated, I am humbled and honored to be here amongst these phenomenal women, and I look forward to continuing to serve this community that I absolutely love. Brockton is truly who we are, and there's lots of amazing women, and I look forward to working with future phenomenal women, but I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for a phenomenal mom. And I have to thank Madeline Azak. I love you. So thank you Phyllis, thank you NAACP. You're all amazing, and this is a beautiful event. I look forward to attending it in future years.
Yes.
You don't look it.
Next, we have Sharon Baker. Sharon is a resident of Brockton for 25 years. Sharon runs a gun violence prevention program for Muse 16 to 21, which entails letting the youth be themselves. This program has helped so many young adults to get to know who they are and where they're going and who they're becoming here in the city of Brockton and surrounding areas. Sharon started the Father's Day Peace Walk in honor of her late son. The Father's Day Walk is going into its 3rd year. The Father's Day Walk starts at the courthouse and ends at City Hall. Thank you, Sharon Baker.
I celebrate you women, each and every one of you. We've come a long way, and guess what? We still got a long way to go. Brockton, Brockton, the city of champs, I love you. I love everybody in this room. I give honor to God first, my bishop, my children, my friends, and I embrace you all. Peace and blessings, and may God continue to bless us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, these are my friends over here. All these people over here, senators, everybody in their prospective places.
Next, we have Ann Bogart. Ann is a former Ward 5 city councilor. Currently, she is semi-retired and consults for her local volunteer-based nonprofit and works with a local author as editor and publicist. One of her greatest pleasures is having her own community access program at Brockton Community Access called Books, Art, Music, and More. Ann volunteers with cultural arts and tourism, which is a scholarship, and is the scholarship chair of the Brockton Garden Club. Serves on the Adult Center Advisory Board and is vice chair of the Plymouth County Democratic League and participates in positive events throughout the city, such as Keep Brockton Beautiful Day and the Holiday Parade. Thank you, Ann. Oh, I was like, I saw you somewhere. I was like, I saw you.
Oh. This is chocolate. Thank you. As the others before me, I am greatly honored to be amongst all these remarkable women. We only have 1 minute to speak, so Councilor Azak and I were yakking yesterday, and I said, all right, here goes. What's the difference between a man and a woman? A man walks into a room and says, look what I've done. A woman walks into a room and says, look what I need to do. And that's the case. But you know what's great? I'm amongst women, young, old, from all different cultures, and as an individual whose first language is not English, I am blessed. But the greatest thing of all is, this is just the beginning. There's hundreds of other women out there in the city that will be recognized. Thank you. And thank you to Athena in there doing the sound, and Tom here taping us. All right, thank you.
And this is from us to you, Sherry and I. Phenomenal woman.
Okay, next we have Alessandra Brioso. And before I get started, I want her to come on up. Allie primarily lived most of her Brockton residency in Ward 2. She has turned her everyday life challenges in the community into a passionate way of community outreach, advocacy, and awareness, primarily focused on uniting and encouraging various entities to collaboratively work together for the betterment of the community, for the people. Allie is the host for a local poetry series, Everyone Has a Voice, held monthly at the Brockton Public Library, and interviews the featured youth poet with BCATB, working alongside with the City of Brockton's poet laureate Phil. You know what, I know your last name, but I never know how to pronounce it. Is it Hassors? Perfect, thank you. Thank you, Allie.
All right, I'm taking a 60-second challenge. See, I didn't say 60 minutes.
I'm timing you.
Yes. All right. I'm not taking you to church because I got double blessed and went to church twice today. All right, what's that, 10 seconds, right? Okay, so let me start. Now, faith is assurance of things hoped for, a conviction of the things not seen. My mother recently passed away. I thank God she came here as an immigrant, put her flag down, and she became an immigrant. Okay, I thank Voices of Diversity because I was able to become a poet, and in becoming a poet, I represented the Latino community. The only thing I like to leave is saying that right now we are on a timeline. Whether you got a university, you got a master's, you went to Harvard, I'll tell you this, my mother worked at Harvard. She became that that immigrant who eventually became a U.S. citizen. She got her papers. She learned English. But all she could do at Harvard was not get a doctorate. She could not get a degree. She cleaned and she put garbage inside so people can be educated and give back to the state of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And when she did that, all she knew in this country was to have faith and hope that one day she would plant seeds, and she did because I was here. And all she knew what to do as a single parent was say that I can believe in God because I have to work. So now thank God for those who open venues for childcare. Thank God for those who changed during the timeline to get us to where we're at. And as those said before, in getting the awards, I have to sum this up, is that we have, like Sister Sharon said, more to go. But I can take it back to Shirley, and would have ever known that when we sat at Kitty Haven, when she was a lead teacher and I was just a teacher assistant, that we will go through a timeline and know that we evolved. No. Did I know that Phyllis had an eye on me? No. Do I know? But I thank God when the Brockton came was just next door at Keys of the Kingdom Tabernacle of Prayer. I have to give honor to the Lord because the Brockton came through Apostle Naomi Burton, which is my home church, and the seed of faith came in me. So one day I believed, because living in Brockton, and we know we always had a bad reputation in this community. So even though my daughter sustained a trauma at the age of 12, I came up in that Brockton include, and the Latino Women Association, INES, came into my life. So many seeds planted about, and I went to the library. We have to give respect and give honor and say thank God for those venues, Paul Engel and the staff over there as well. We have to say thank God for those because you don't know who you're going to come across on a timeline, because Sister Andrea Burton is also part of the Burton family of the Keys of the Kingdom, who end up opening the venues to where the birthing of Dina came. So I am going to sum up, but this is important because this is for the what's to come. Because if you understand what a timeline means, is that it means that the past was there to get to where you are right now. You are promised, right? We're here right now, but we're not promised that we will be here together on the next round. And we are promised that right now, this very second, we can respectfully honor, embrace, and continue. But what you do today will reflect on tomorrow's future. So continue to empower, continue to be strong. And I thank God for the bilingual in me because she did birth that, and for sharing another faith ministry, the Restaurando Lo Caído. And this is important because I have to close on this on a timeline. Put your personal differences aside, because I'll tell you what I see in the city of Brockton. The truth sets you free, right? I see a lot of personal indifferences that causes the city to continue to have the same issues, that continues to not be able to resolve certain entities. Let's get it together now, because we have a lot of awesome, wonderful people right here, right now, from all different entities. Let's clean up together. United we stand. And now, thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Ali. Next, we have Reverend Andrea Burton. Rev Burton serves on the Project Safe Neighborhoods Executive Council of the Plymouth County District Attorney's Office, the Massachusetts Drug Endangered Children's Alliance, and the Brockton Housing Advisory Board. Whenever possible, Andrea lends a hand volunteering with other Brockton organizations and collaborates with agencies all over Massachusetts to bring resources to Brockton families. She considers herself somewhat of a traffic cop of information and loves connecting people and meeting the needs of humanity's citizens. Thank you.
It's always a hard task following Alexandria. But to her point, every one of us in this room, we may hold different hats in terms of our occupations, but I can say that our vocation, what's in our DNA, is to help. My fate is to help people. And probably every organization in here, we've touched bases on one project or the other. So to echo that point, I just encourage everyone to be intentionally kind. If nothing else, be intentionally kind. That is what's going to break down barriers, racial, ethnic, cultural. If you don't speak the other person's language, guess what you do speak? You speak a smile. And everybody can recognize a smile. Even through the mask, you can tell when someone is smiling at you. So if you're in line and you've got 5 items and somebody has 2, let them go before you. It's not going to kill you to let them go before you. You're like, I gotta go. No, let them go because you just made their day. Say hello, say good morning. Try another language, even if you don't speak it. If you don't speak Portuguese or Cape Verdean Creole, just say bom dia. They're going to smile and say, oh, you're trying. You're making an effort. You didn't hit that accent right, but you tried. So that's all I want to encourage you, is just to be intentionally kind. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Next we have LaRonda Campbell. LaRonda is the founder and director of 5-Star Athletics Cheer Program in Brockton. We need to connect. And a Phenomenal Cheerleading Association. She started the cheer organization in 2002 with her 2 daughters, Kira, and Jazzy, who are now the head coaches, coordinators, and co-owners. She created a program to bring recreational and competitive cheerleading to Brockton when there was no program in the community. FSA has been going strong for the past 20 years in the Brockton community and hopes to expand even further into other cities. They believe that there was no road, so there should be one created. Thank you, LaRonda.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. I'm not going to talk long. My daughter's already warned me not to do that. I do enough coaching and cheerleading, so I'm not going to do that either. But I do want to take this time and say thank you all for taking the time to honor the women here in Brockton. As some said, there are so many wonderful women in Brockton. I saw Apostle Burton when I came in, and she was one of, my dad, Pastor Campbell back there, she is really a phenomenal woman. And I said, you look nice. She said, I do. I'm like, age is beautiful. And it's beautiful to sit there in your grace. So honoring so many women in Brockton is a beautiful thing. I said, maybe they got me mixed up with somebody else. But we thank God for the women here in Brockton. We thank God for 5-Star Athletics. Thank you, Mrs. Ellis, and your daughters. I love them also. Thank you all for including us, 5-Star Athletics Cheerleading. We've been around for 20 years, 5 years in the all-star industry, and we are making big marks in our city. We have nationally ranked teams. We hope to continue to bring more cheerleading programs to Brockton by hosting more events here, so all of you can see what a cheerleading competition looks like and hopefully attend. And make sure you look for us on TV. We are always at Florida and in Disney World or in Universal Studios, so keep an eye out for 5-Star Athletics. Thank you. Nice meeting you too, and thank you. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you.
As a former competitive cheerleader myself, that is awesome. I miss cheering sometimes. Okay, unfortunately, this next person's not here, but we're still going to celebrate her, and that's Tina Cardoso. Unfortunately, like I said, she can't be here. She's out of town. Tina is a former Brockton Council and at-large and mayoral candidate here in Brockton. She's a devoted nurse for over 25 years, working for Good Samaritan Medical Center, Signature Healthcare, and Boston Medical, where she now works. Tina started a nonprofit called Cape Verdean Women United, which worked towards violence prevention and mental health awareness here in Brockton. So, like I said, she's not here, but we're still going to clap for her anyways. Awesome. Okay, next we have Michelle Du Bois. Okay. Michelle is a state representative and is in her 4th term and is currently the vice chair of the Joint Committee on Mental Health, Substance Use and Recovery. Prior to being elected state representative, Michelle served for 5 years as a Brockton City Councilor representing Ward 6. Michelle is a fierce advocate for environmental justice and successfully had the environmental justice bill that she wrote and filed become law at the beginning of this term in March 2021. Many of Michelle's legislative efforts focus on securing funding for things like public education, local park renovations, and homelessness prevention, and files bills supportive of worker safety, female empowerment, clean air, immigrant rights, and animal protection. Notably, Michelle is currently working with local residents in the city to stop pollution and get cleaned up an unpermitted industrial wasteland in the Brookfield section of Brockton. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Phyllis. Thank you, Courtney. And I want to say I'm so happy to be here in this room with all of you. You look beautiful from up here. And I'm so happy to be with my delegation, giving each of the phenomenal women this year a citation. I got into activism through environmental justice and grew up very poor. And so I see the oppression that people face. I don't experience the same oppression of everybody in this room, but I tell you, I honor you, and I'm sorry that you have to endure it, and you're victorious over it is my plan, and we're all victorious over it is our plan together. Thank you so much, Phyllis. I'm a member of the NAACP, but I am lapsed right now. So I plan on, I am lapsed right now. So I do plan on joining again, and I encourage everyone here to join the NAACP because Phyllis is such a leader, and she builds up other people to be leaders. And thank you, Courtney. I'm going to follow up with the with your campaigning consultation job. So thank you, thank you.
Okay, next we have Nashonda Ellis Castillo. She's also the lovely mastermind for the decorations here today. Okay. Nashonda has over 10 years of experience as an analyst, clinical informatics with experience in both Epic, ambulatory, and inpatient electronic healthcare record implementations. 5 years in project management experience, as well as 10 years of clinical nursing experiences in fertility medicine, acute and long-term health. Oh, you have a lot. Home health and maternal newborn nursing. She has presently earned her BA and BS degree in nursing, Master's of Science degree specializing in nursing informatics, and Master's in business administration. Nashonda is also the owner of a Classy Touch Events, a premier event planning business serving New England and responsible for the decorations here. She is also a published author. It's not on here, but she is also on the executive board of the NAACP. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. I will definitely not be longer than a minute. But I want to say thank you to the NAACP. Thank you to Phyllis, who's my mother, if you didn't know. And I just want to say I'm honored to be in a room with such amazing, phenomenal women. I think this is a wonderful event. We need to do this every year. We need to celebrate women. We need to celebrate ourselves. We need to put down the pots and pans, put on a dress and some heels, and do our hair and our lashes. And we need to come on outside and be seen and be heard. So I want to say thank you. And thank you, of course, to my lovely family who's here. And as long as I can remember as a little girl, I always wanted to help people. And that's what I try to do. And that's what I employ everyone to do, to use your talents that God has given you to help other people. And even if they can't help themselves, you can help them help themselves. And that's what I try to do. So thank you.
Okay. Next we have Tiffany Ellis Niles. Tiffany is a founding partner of Lyles & Niles LLP, a general practice law firm on the South Shore of Massachusetts. Tiffany is certified with the Committee of Public Counsel, Family, and Children Division and represents children and parents involved with the Department of Children and Families. Tiffany serves on the boards of the Lawyers for Civil Rights, New England Community Services, the Brockton Redevelopment Authority, and is Vice President of the Massachusetts Black Lawyers Association. Tiffany is a member of the Brockton area NAACP branch, where she serves as the chair of the Legal Redress Committee and is a member of the AXO Committee. Tiffany was recognized as a Massachusetts Rising Star by Lawyers Weekly Super Lawyers. In 2010, Tiffany graduated from the Initiative for Diversity and Civic Leadership. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you, Courtney.
I know you.
Oh, thank you, Mother. And thank you, everybody. This is special. We do so much, and we don't look for things, but we definitely appreciate when you guys recognize all that we do. And I'm honored to be here with all you phenomenal, fabulous, heel-wearing, lovely, eyelash women. So, continue to be your fabulous self. Continue to, like all the women said before me, just help others. Give a smile, let that person go before you, as long as they don't have 100 items. But I also just want to say thank you, and I want to recognize the people behind us, because we're only phenomenal because our team allows us to be. So I thank my husband, my children, and also my sister. We're a team, and my nieces. So I'm appreciative. Thank you.
Next, we have Arnez Figueroa. Arnez is the founder of Latin Women's Association of Brockton for about 6 years now. Prior to starting her nonprofit, Arnez worked as a domestic violence counselor for 25 years. Arnez came to America from Puerto Rico at the age of 11, raised in poverty, mother of 4 girls, and struggled to escape abusive relationships. Currently, Arnez is providing free domestic violence and sexual assault counseling to the Latino women in Brockton, as well as running weekly group sessions. She is continuing to support the hurricane victims and the COVID-19 victims and the undocumented Latinos in Brockton. Thank you so much.
Hola! Hola! Thank you. It's my pleasure. First of all, I want to say thank you, God, to keep me here doing this work. I'm 77 years old, and I'm still working on it. I love working with my community. I love working, helping people. And I work a lot with immigrants, undocumented families. They need food, clothes, people that just came here. People cannot work because they don't have no papers. That's my job. That's what I love to do. And I thank you guys, to choose me. A lot of these women, beautiful women, we're here tonight. I'm so grateful. Thank you. I want to say thank you to my daughter, Carmen. Always pushing me to do what I like to do. And she's always in back of the computer looking for all the things they say, Mom, you're going to do this. I say, okay, if you say so. Thank you. I love you, Mama. Thank you.
Next, we have Ruthie Harris. She's coming up here in style. I love it. All right. founded the Little Prince and Princess Learning Center of Brockton, MA in 1977. It is a diverse child care center where every child can learn and grow. Little Prince and Princess Learning Center became the first African American accredited child care center in the city of Brockton. Ms. Harris, Ms. Harris's motto for the center is quality child care is key, while embracing, encouraging, and educating over several hundred students. Several students. Y'all always gonna say, not that, that's too many, in the city of Brockton and the surrounding communities. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, today I am more than grateful to have been chosen to be one of the phenomenal women by the NAACP of Brockton and recognizing us. First of all, I want to give God all the glory and honor for me being here today, because without him, I couldn't have done it. I would like to congratulate the other recipients that has. You guys, we are amazing. Someone always referred to me as a phenomenal woman. Now I know others see what she has seen in me over the years, because you never know who's watching you. Being recognized would not be possible without the parents that has come through Little Prince and Princess over the last 42 years. They entrusted their children with myself and the staff of Little Prince and Princess. Moms, dad, grandma, uncles, and aunts. You know, when you find a quality child care, you can go to work or to school with peace. The staff at Little Prince and Princess is Miss Barbara Schroeder, Mrs. Leola Stevens, Miss Mary Lee, along with a lot of volunteers and other daycare centers. We can't leave them out, because Little Prince and Princess is a village, and daycare is a village that we need to be with each other. Throughout the years, and even when I started, I had many challenges. You know, I was a young African-American woman from the South. But however, my ultimate goal was to make sure every child left Little Prince and Princess at an early age to hunger for thirst to learn. Finally, I could not have made it without my family, generous strength and support. My son, Bishop Orlando Harris, his wife, Dr. Denise Lewis Harris, Tony and Jesse, my husband, Linwood, my sister here, Diane, and my granddaughter, Milan. Again, I thank you for allowing me to be one of them.
Next, we have Renee Haywood. Renee is the Executive Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. She has been an educator for over 25 years, beginning as a Spanish teacher educating kids from preschool age through adults at the Wheelock Graduate School of Social Work. She has traveled the world to support young people in music and education in places like Guatemala, Nicaragua, and Australia. She's an internationally published writer on education and has co-authored a book on marriage with her husband entitled, I Said I Do to All That, Unpacking Life's Baggage. She is an ordained worship pastor and gospel recording artist and has preached and ministered locally as well as overseas. Thank you, Renee.
Thank you so much. Wow, you all look amazing. Thank you so much for this honor. I am totally shocked just to be in this number with so many of you that I know, I work with. Thank you so much. Just for this amazing time. Leadership is heavy, and being a woman can cost extra taxes. Amen? There's no duty-free with us. We have a lot that is on our shoulders, and I always say that being in leadership is having these front seats that cost extra. Whenever you go to a concert, wherever you go anywhere, those front seats cost extra, and they cost us extra because we're the ones on the front line who are getting the hits for those that we serve. And I just want to honor you all for the hard work that you do, for taking the hits for me on your space on the front line. And I could not do this without my God. I could not do this without the vision that He's given me to protect the kids of this city and actually all around this state, honestly. And I couldn't do it without my family. I'm so grateful that my mom is here. She's the one that put that fight in me. As a single mom, she took on that heavy weight. I thank God for my kids. 2 out of the 3 are here. My second son, my youngest son, Richard, who is doing amazing things, and he's married and has his own kids, and I'm just so blessed. And I pray that one day my daughter Rayma will be up here. She's making moves and doing some stuff already in this city, and she one day will eventually be up here as well. But finally, I just want to bless my husband, because we cannot do this without having a strong husband. So if you're married, you gotta have the right guy. If you're a leader, you gotta have the right guy who can carry you when you're weak, who can feed you when you're getting low, because we give all to everyone else, and no one else stops to pick us up, except for that one right there for me, Robert Hayward. He is my strength and my joy. He's my love and my laughter every single day, and I could not do it without him. I am blessed. Thank you so much, Phyllis and the NAACP. I love you all, phenomenal women.
Next, we have Cynthia Hodges. Yes. Cynthia has been in the catering business for more than 20 years and has owned Lady C&J Soul Food with her husband James since 2010. Cynthia has been passionate about helping her community and always giving back. Throughout the pandemic, she donated meals to first responders in Brockton and surrounding areas. Last year, she started an yearly First Responders Appreciation Day. Her second one is scheduled for September 23rd at City Hall Plaza. City Hall. Oh, it's City. City Hall Plaza. There's been a few typos here, but I'm getting through it. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. I would just like to say good evening to everyone. I want to give thanks to Phyllis and all the administration, City of Brockton. Thank you. I am so happy to be here along with the other successful, community-driven women. We are driven women. We're phenomenal women also, but we're driven women that can do anything that we put our mind to. I am Lady C&J here in Brockton. I've been Lady C&J for a long, long time. What I did for 24 years, I drove a bus. Y'all might not think I did. Drove a bus in the city, Boston, for 24 years. I dropped the steering wheel and I picked up some pots and pans and I ate them. That's what I did. But, ever since I was young, I had a passion for cooking. So I always wanted to cook and be a caterer. So I might not sound like it, but I was born in Boston, but I was raised in Alabama by my grandmother. So I always do down home cooking, which I know old Phyllis, she was sick. She asked me about some chicken noodle soup. So I have to do that for her. But again, I'm not gonna hold your time too much. Like I say, I have a passion for helping the community. Throughout the pandemic, like she said, I donated over 500 meals along with First Evangelist Lutheran Church. I have to give them also praise to Pastor Jeff and me also, because they are phenomenal people also for me. They help me in any way that they can. And, to all the first responders again, I just want to thank Phyllis, her daughters, and everyone in all the city administration of Brockton, because they've been good to Lady C&J.
And also, I'm located at 10 Commercial Street in Brockton, Mass. Thank you, across from the Brockton Police Department. So anybody can come see me. Thank you.
Next, we have Jacqueline Jones, but she's not here, but her sister Gwen is here to accept her award. Jackie has been an educator for almost 30 years, including tenure as an English professor at Massasoit Community College, as well as City Year Boston and Year Up Atlanta, which is a workforce development program for urban young adults ages 18 to 25. She has a long-standing passion for education, professional skills training, social justice, and Black history. She is also a co-founder of newly formed Harambe Learning and Cultural Center in Brockton, which offers in its first phase programming on Black history education for middle school through adult, a community-wide Kwanzaa and Juneteenth celebration. Other planned Harambe programming includes performing and visual arts. Thank you, Jacqueline Jones.
Good afternoon. I'm glad Courtney was able to clear that up, that I was speaking for Jackie. We do look a lot alike, but I know people's been like, well, ain't that Jackie? They're trying to pull a fast one. She's my older sister, so I have no choice but to be here. It is not dying that most frightens us, as we know that is inevitable. What most frightens us is living our lives in a way that will not matter, as if we were never here. This quote by LaShonda Rundles most captured my sister Jackie's belief and embraces of her life purpose, to make an impact through service to others. Her passion is social justice, which began as an anti-apartheid activist at Brockton High School and continued as an NAACP youth member, and then as the first Black female attorney in the city of Brockton, on to education for young adults. She is also passionate about Black history and cultural fluency, and encourages all to visit the Fuller Craft Museum. The beauty is worth the trip. She thanks God, her family, lifelong friends, and sorority sisters for inspiration and support. Lastly, she hopes that you each find your life purpose at the intersection of what you love, what you do well, and what the world needs. And before, I just wanted to thank the NAACP and Phyllis. I did just want to recognize our phenomenal mom, Eula Knowles. We wouldn't be who we are without her. Our purpose was divinely driven, but we had an example through her how to walk in it. So I just wanted to thank the NAACP and Phyllis Ellis on behalf of my sister Jacqueline Jones. Thank you.
Next, we have Sue Joss. Sue has been the CEO of Brockton Neighborhood Health Center since its inception in 1994. She has led BNHC through phenomenal growth as it grew to serving more than 37,000 diverse, low-income patients annually, providing more than 200,000 annual visits. She has built a workforce of 650 staff who reflect the diversity of the patients they serve. Sue has led BNHC towards innovations including a primary care site attached to a family-owned Cape Verdean grocery store and a federally designed food desert, a substance use treatment program, integration of primary care and behavioral health, and development of a hepatitis program in response to patient and community needs. She served on the state task force that worked with the governor's office and Medicaid to redesign primary care and behavioral health throughout the state. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you all, and thank you so much for this honor, especially coming from the NAACP, which stands for social justice, so I feel very honored. I am just one of more than 500 phenomenal women at Brockton Neighborhood Health Center who has cared for our community for 28 years, but most especially through the last 2 years in the pandemic. We cared for more than 9,000 patients who had COVID, vaccinated more than 53,000 vaccinations, and provide a lot more than that in testing, at the same time that our staff were home with their children who were learning remotely, sick themselves, family members sick, and many, many deaths within our families. So we are so grateful, and I know that as you continue these awards in future years, we have 500 more nominees for you coming. So thank you all.
Okay. Next we have Patricia Keller. Pat has been with Family and Community Resources, Inc. since 1991, when she began as an advocate for survivors of domestic and sexual violence and founding the State of Massachusetts First Supervised Visitation Center. Her involvement grew in 1998 when she took the position as president and CEO, bringing her expertise as a program developer and community partner. Today, working with her dedicated and passionate staff, FCR now has locations in the city of Brockton, Quincy, Raynham, and Hyannis, providing a continuum of services for survivors and their families in 6 languages. Thank you, Pat.
This is really very emotional. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to our elected officials that are here. Is it this one?
No, that's good.
Yeah? Can you hear me now? Oh, right there. So, thank you very much. Let me repeat myself. Thank you to the elected officials. I appreciate their support, both coming here and financially. This year they gave us a big boost for services for survivors of domestic and sexual violence. But as I look around the room and I look at some of the faces who are here, I want to tell you that when I look at Inez Figueroa, or I look at Alan Pesovich, or Sue Josh, I want us to be role models for the rest of you, because we need to teach our younger generations what it means to be a phenomenal woman. What it means to stand up for your rights every day, 7 days a week. We also need to teach them what it means to have great partners in our relationships and not have abuse in our homes. And obviously none of us have done this alone. So I need to thank 3 of my staff are here today, Sue, Linda, and Joanne Boots, who many of you may know from years ago at the Boys and Girls Club, but especially my husband, Bob. You know, he doesn't do a lot of housework, but he makes good spaghetti meatballs. And it's the little things that count. So thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Next, we have Sydney Merrill. In August of 2020, fate took a turn and Sydney joined the staff of Brockton's Robert Mayor Sullivan, where she thrives in her role as Chief of Staff. Sydney enjoyed a career in higher education for more than 30 years. She received her Bachelor of Science from Boston College and her master's degree in educational leadership from Bridgewater State University. During her last 8 years at BSU, she served as the director of the Lewis and Gaines Center for Inclusion and Equity in the Division of Student Success and Diversity at BSU. As an executive committee member in good standing with the Brockton area branch NAACP, Sydney volunteers as often as possible. She also serves as the secretary of the Board of Trustees for Girls Inc. of Taunton, Massachusetts, and as the Brockton delegate to the Old Colony Planning Council's Advisory Board. Thank you, Sydney.
I just had to do that, sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I don't know how phenomenal I think I am, and I know everybody said you need to own that, but I believe that each and every woman in here is phenomenal. If you take a second to have that conversation, you'll find out that each and every one of us use our strength and our talents to get through each and every day, and sometimes it's significantly harder than other days. So I would encourage anyone to do what you do best. And Andrea, thank you, thank you, thank you. Be kind. Be kind. I love that. I'm going to take that with me for the rest of the day. We are phenomenal. We work hard every day getting up as a woman of color or a white woman who's an ally to this troubling time. It's phenomenal when you can say you made it through the day. So thank you very much. Like I was sharing energy, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you,
Next, we have Rita Mendez. In 2019, Rita ran for the Brockton City Council at-large seat. She was sworn into office in January 2020 as the first Brazilian American to hold office in Brockton. With both a thriving law practice and a real estate agency, Rita Mendez has become a leading Brazilian American attorney on the South Shore. Fluent in Portuguese and Spanish, she has led the way for many of our new citizens to become homeowners. As a trilingual attorney focusing on both civil and criminal litigation, she has fast become a go-to person for many who have immigration, criminal, divorce, and custody issues in the Brockton area. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you so much. And I like the Proverbs that says, the wise woman builds her house. And it's so amazing to be here among so many phenomenal women who chose not only to build her house, but to build her community, to build her city, and to use your talents and your gifts to inspire and to really impact so many lives out there. And that's why we're here, and we're all really phenomenal women, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Next is Leona Martin. Leona is the second vice president of the Brockton area NAACP and serves as the chair of the education committee. In addition to these roles, she is a business owner. Leona is a certified professional coach and is the founder and owner of LCM Career and Life Coaching, where she works primarily with clinical professionals of color. Leona is a newly elected board member at the Fuller Craft Museum here in Brockton and is on their DARE Council. She also is a newly elected board member of the New England Regional Black Nurses Association, working with some phenomenal nurses of color within the New England area. Leona is the co-author of a book entitled Fierce and Fabulous at 50 Plus, which was published in 2015. Thank you, Leona.
Thank you, thank you. I am just so honored today Thank you all so much. Phyllis, thank you, my buddy. I'm thankful to the Brockton NAACP that they entrusted me to do the work that I do. Because I really love serving people. Gosh, you know, the other thing is I can't be up here and not thank God for allowing me just to be who I am and to do the work that I do. Gosh, let's see. And you know, I just have to say that, you know, it's hard work. We as phenomenal women know that. And many of you have said this before I came up. It's really hard being in a leadership position and just doing so much because, you know, it's like, okay, so I've given, but then who's gonna pour into us? You know, so we have to practice self-care. You know, we have to take good care of ourselves. The one thing that, you know, I always like to give advice to women that are up and coming, just young women in general, is that my motto to them is only surround yourself with people who are gonna lift you higher. You don't want the negativity, you don't want the hating, leave that aside. Because we are phenomenal, hear us roar. And I can't get out of here without sharing the same sentiments as my sister Renee, that guy right there, Thomas Eugene Martin. He is my rock. I couldn't do this without him. He puts up with me every day, all day. I'm always trying to get involved and do more, and he's always right there. And then I can't forget my children. My youngest daughter is not here today. She couldn't be here. But my oldest daughter, Tanya, is here. My granddaughter, Taylor, who's about to go to nursing school. And my favorite grandson. And he always says to me, Nana, I'm your only grandson. But I love you guys, and I wouldn't be who I am without you. And I'll just end real quickly with a word that I heard this week from our next Supreme Court Justice. And that word is persevere. Thank you.
Next, we have Alan Pesevich. Alan is an activist and educator. She and her husband Al came to Brockton in the early 1960s to be teachers and raise their family. Alan became involved in the community through her church and eventually became an active member of the Brockton Democratic City Committee. Her interest is in field organizing both locally and statewide. She has been a strong advocate for progressive causes and a Democratic State Committee member for 32 years. Alan continues to be active in multiple local, state, and national campaigns. A constant supporter of Brockton, Alan was chairman of the Governor's Advisory Board for Women's Issues, Brockton Housing Authority board member, and championed multiple issues of interest to the citizens of Brockton. Thank you, Alan.
Hi, everybody. Look at you all. So gorgeous. And, you know what you are? I didn't prepare anything. I wish I had. I could be up here for a couple of days. You're an inspiration. An inspiration. Every single last one of you are an inspiration to me. I am so thrilled, and I'll share a little secret with you. This is the first group I've been in 2.5 years. And so I came out for you, because you came out for me. Everybody has thanked God, and we know that that's where it all begins. Everybody has thanked their family, and I have to thank mine, because believe me, I wouldn't be barely standing here if it weren't for my family. Today I have with me 3 of my daughters and my son-in-law. My oldest daughter had to work, and that's okay. We like work in our family. We all work hard. So without family, we can never accomplish the things we want to accomplish. I had such great, I just want you to know, Inez is a baby, 72. She's a baby. She has to wait till she's my age. Anyway, I always wondered why I was still alive, because other people were just going left and right. It never occurred to me. But there must be something that God wants me to do. I'm not sure. So I'm retired, of course. I worked till I was 80. So I gave it my best shot. I shouldn't have left. That was my thing after I did. Anyway, this is a wonderful honor. I am so thrilled. I was so excited when Phyllis talked to me. She is quite a woman. Quite a woman. And since I'm probably the oldest one in the room, I've watched more NAACP leaders than anybody else. So you are a wonderful group of people. And who was it that one of you talked about? This was the past, and this was the future. So this is what I decided I would do with you guys. And that was leave you what I think is an important message. Along with all the other messages that everybody left, please know that that's in my heart. But what I want to say to you is, we are living in very troubled times. Our country is at risk. I'm sure that each and every person in this room is active, that you're all registered to vote. You sure? Okay. Check. Now I want you to get off the couch, and I want you to do something. Do anything. It's my philosophy that every little bit that we do, if someone sits over on Moraine Street and sends a $5 check to someone that they believe will help our causes, then I think that's good. Everybody has to do something. We just can't sit on our, you know what, skis, and let it happen, because it's not going to happen. And you know, we can't lose it. So I'm talking about these people. These people that stand here, and there's Mary Walton. Hi, Mary Walton. Another great political person in Brockton. But these are the people that set up our lives. These are the people that make a difference. The black people that have been elected, that have carried the flag forward to make sure that you and me and every woman is able to get what they need. So I'm telling you what I expect. I expect, because Phyllis said we're going to call these phenomenal people and their families and everybody they know to do something. I'm sorry I talked so long, but you know, this is the first time in 2.5 years I've ever had to say anything. So you have to forgive me. God bless you all.
Next, we have Lieutenant Brenda Paris.
Oh, Lieutenant Perez was born in Brockton and is a lifelong resident of the city. She is a graduate of Brockton High and Curry College, where she earned a master's degree in criminal justice. She has been a police officer with the Brockton Police Department for 22 years, becoming the first female lieutenant in the city's almost 200-year history. An almost 200-year history in 2020, and currently is the highest ranking minority in the department. Lieutenant Perez is a veteran, having served in the United States Army Reserve for 24 years, retiring with the rank of Master Sergeant. Lieutenant Perez is the supervisor in charge of records and grants at the Brockton Police Department. She has always seen the department as the city's most natural link between its citizens and the many resources available in the community. So she has made that a focus throughout her career. Lieutenant is most proud of fostering opportunities to bring the department closer to the community through officer outreach, the car seat program, and through the department's work with youth. Looking forward to the future, Lieutenant Perez plans to further strengthen links with our community members, especially its most valuable citizens. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the NAACP and the committee for recognizing all the phenomenal women here today and so many more that are around in Brockton, and I'm hoping that they'll recognize moving forward. It's a phenomenal idea. I also want to, I'm honored to be a recipient and be among so many accomplished women here in the city. Women who dream big, women who sometimes people don't believe in, right? They don't believe that we can do the things that we can do. Women who are brave, and frankly, women who are unstoppable. Women who demonstrate every day through their actions that they are the champions for little girls and young ladies in this city. And I'm appreciative of that, right? Because I was one of those little girls, right? I look across every single day that I step out into the balcony of the police station and look across at the projects and say, I was there. I grew up there. And it's amazing to me every day of the opportunities that I have. I'd like to say one last thing, which is I have to thank my other half, because he's the rock, like all you women have said today, that has allowed me to accomplish and do so much, because I know I have that strength behind me. Thank you.
Next, we have Amina Pilgrim. Amina is a mother, an artist, author, community organizer, and award-winning educator. She is a faculty member at UMass Boston, where she teaches in women's, gender, and sexuality studies, the Critical Ethnic and Community Studies MS program, and Africana Studies. In addition, she is an affiliate of Africana Studies at Berklee College of Music. She has contributed to public history initiatives such as the Providence Black Studies Freedom School and the City of Brockton Community Black History course. She is the co-founder and president of the nonprofit Sabura. Her community organizing and advocacy focuses on children, ending gun violence, the school-to-prison pipeline, immigrant transitions, and women's empowerment. She is a frequently solicited speaker, trusted advisor, and well-known leader in the region. She is co-editor and contributing author of numerous publications, most recently Systemic Racism 101, which is published by Simon Schuster in January of 2022. Thank you, Amina.
Thank you. Thank you, President Ellis. Thank you, Chairwoman Henderson, and the entire NAACP of Brockton. And I congratulate all the phenomenal women with whom I share the honor of being here and being a recipient with today. When I got Phyllis's email, right away seeing the phrase phenomenal woman, of course I thought about Dr. Maya Angelou's poem, with whom that phrase is most closely associated. And there's a line in that poem that says, "It ought to make you proud." And I think about that as we're sitting here today listening to all of these powerful testimonies. Brockton indeed should be proud. And it's humbling to be here. It reminds me of the motto that I try to live by: with whom much is given, much is required. As much as we each have struggled, and so many of you have commented on that, our ancestors struggled so much more. They lived and died so that we could be where we are today. And I'll just end by thanking them. Today happens to be Cape Verdean Women's Day, March 27th. So it's a nice coincidence, and I thank all of my Cape Verdean ancestors, my Barbadian ancestors. I thank my God, as so many of you have said, and I thank my family, even though they're not here. They are the wind beneath my wings. One of them is here. But, you know, I wish my parents could be here, my son and my fiance. But I thank you all. Thank you.
Next, we have Janet Trask. Janet is the volunteer exception. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She is everyone's volunteer photographer. That she is also. She sits on many boards like the Brockton Diversity Commission, which she was appointed by 4 mayors, Commissioner of Brockton Housing Authority since 2011, member of the Brockton Area Branch NAACP since 2007, and on the executive committee for 11 years. She is the chair of the Health Committee. She has partnered with Red Cross in September to urge people of color to donate blood, and she has also headed the Prostate Cancer Awareness and Education Team, which addresses racial disparity and includes treatment and prostate cancer. She has been on the State Site Advisory Board of Brockton Multi-Service Center for 10 years, and Janet is the recipient of many awards. Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you so much. I feel so unphenomenal compared to the rest of you ladies. My goodness, I mean, you're all so beautiful, so accomplished, such great leaders in our community, and especially you young women. I mean, we know Brockton's in good hands. It's a beautiful city. I was born and raised here. So proud of all of you, so proud of the NAACP and all we've accomplished, and so thankful to Phyllis, our president, and very glad that my husband is here, my 3 kids are here. And I'm not much of a public speaker. The rest of you are so good. I don't know how you do it, but thank you very much.
Congratulations, Janet. It's so nice to see you.
Last but certainly not least, we have Mary Waldron. I told you wasn't going to be able to make it, but then I saw you snuck in. Mary Waldron is the Executive Director of Old Colony Planning Council and is responsible for implementation of the mission of OCPC, which is to assist 17 cities and towns in planning for present and future needs, utilizing local knowledge, technical expertise, and regional collaboration. Mary provides overall management of the organization, including its 22 staff and 19 members of the OCPC Council. Mary currently serves as the interim president of the Downtown Brockton Association. She was appointed in September 2019 by Governor Charlie Baker as a member of the Economic Assistance Coordinating Council. Her philanthropic work is focused on Brockton. She is the co-founder with her daughter Casey of the Just Checking In Foundation in memory of her late husband John, where they raised $200,000. Thank you, Mary.
I did not get a chance to hear some of you. Where's Andrea Burton? To be here after your loss, and I do feel what you feel. But first, let me thank the NAACP, Phyllis, the WIN Committee, the legislators that are here, Claire Cronin, Ambassador to Ireland, Alan Pestovich was the first redhead political person that I met here. I just had to follow in your suit, and to everyone here, incredible. I can't wait to see what's going to be happening at the police department. Just incredible work. So I was going to say something like, God, she is an amazing woman, isn't she? But my father, Matt Westgate, might have an issue with me saying that, but I said it anyway. My daughter Casey's not here, but she, along with her husband, are always so supportive. They can't take the place of my husband, right? John would be here saying, what are you getting involved with? Another thing, and another thing, and another thing. He's been gone 10 years. And I know he's here, and I know he loved this city like all of you, and will continue to do that until the day I am gone. I will continue to work for all of you. So we need to see a Supreme Court justice, a woman of color. There is something then wrong with this world that doesn't happen, but that is to hear Senator Booker, hear him in power. I cried, and I've been playing it, and that is what we need to take to the poll, Alan Pestovich. We need to take that to the poll, whether it's local, state, federal, national. That's what we need to do. But I do thank all of you, this beautiful, phenomenal Phyllis. I'm laughing because she had to send me a message through Facebook. I said, yeah, I got an email. Like, there's this wonderful woman, and she goes, it's about you too. So it's been a long night and long afternoon. I won't hold you, but thank you, everyone, and God bless.
Well, we have definitely recognized some phenomenal women. I'm just so I admire all of you, and I just sit, when I was listening to everything, when I was reading these bios, I just thought about how great all these women are in Brockton, and I was even thinking to myself, why haven't I partnered with some of these people yet? So I can't wait to see what all you all will be doing in the future, and I hope that we all can connect with you very soon. I will pass the mic over to Phyllis to close us out.
I'm back. Before I close out, we have a nice backdrop outside. Please take pictures with the backdrop and send them to me, please, okay? We also have some nice food for you, wine, cheese, sodas in the other room. Please go in the other room once I'm done closing out to partake in our nice food, okay? I said I had a few surprises for you, and Pat Kelleher said, Phyllis, are you gonna sing? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna sing. I will not be singing, however, I will be reciting a poem. Amina mention it. It's Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. I always try to memorize my poems, but I've only been at it a couple of days. My kids will tell you I've been trying to rehearse, so bear with me, okay? I'm gonna take my time and get it right. Okay. Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And to a man, the fellas stand or they fall down to their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing of my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. And when I try to show them, they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, you ought to feel proud. It's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's me, okay? So, so please, let's give all the phenomenal women a round of applause. Please stand up, because you all are phenomenal. I hope you guys have enjoyed this event. Next year, we hope to have another one, but please take this time to take some nice pictures and go and enjoy the food that I prepared myself for you, okay? And make sure you send me the pictures. Thank you very much, everyone.